All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, we're going to go over a content blueprint. I'm going to start a series on it, and this is going to be how to post more with less effort. Let's get right into it. My name is Abby McPherson, and I'm a digital media strategist. I'm a former physical education teacher. I live in the UAE, and I help personal brands and businesses show up online consistently without overwhelm and burnout. So that's me in a quick nutshell. Is this you? Are you struggling to keep up with the demands of consistent content creation? Are you feeling burnt out from constantly brainstorming new content ideas and trends? Are you tired of spending hours on creating new content? Or do you have a lack of resources, energy, or knowledge on how to maximize what you already have? If these are any of you all, just give me a thumbs up. Give me an emoji if any of these things can relate to what you all are going through with your content currently. Awesome. We got a couple people here. So you were in the right place. Thank you so much for that. So what we're going to talk about first is our objectives, what I want you all to be able to walk away with and understand by the time you leave me in this next hour or so. We're going to find content that has performed well, and I'll share different ways that you can reshare it. Also, I want you to be able to leverage the content that you've already created. A lot of us already have things that we've been doing for a number of different years. Our messaging may have changed, but there's still a number of different ways that we can utilize that information to repurpose it onto our platforms. And then also, we're going to learn about different apps and tools that can help you save that time and your energy when it comes to creating content. The first thing I'm going to talk about is reviewing analytics. A lot of times we do not review the analytics that we have on our content and discuss or look at what has performed well and what needs another chance. So a lot of times we get super excited when it comes to content and we just post things and either it goes to the moon or maybe it doesn't, but the effort that we put in deserves another opportunity to shine. And so if we look here on just a few screen grabs that I put up from my Instagram, we all know that numbers and everything and metrics when it comes to Instagram has fluctuated over the years. So sometimes these numbers, we can't rely on them all the time, but they're still a good indicator on what is going well for this landscape that we're in. So I can tell here, I pulled information from the past about 6 months, and I can see that things that perform well is when I have text over video, so point of view type content. I can see here that for the photos, people like to see different photos of me. A lot of times also Instagram will push certain things to like the people who already follow you. And then also they push things to people who do not follow you. So for the people who might not know how to pull that information, I'm also going to share my screen on my phone so that you can know where to find these analytics so that you can make it a part of the opportunity, maybe monthly or quarterly, where you can go and find this information. So here, there's two different ways that you can go and find your analytics. And this is on your home screen where you can just click professional dashboard and be able to go to it. Or you can click that the hamburger menu, and go down to insights. And insights will also take you there. So I'm going to click on insights. And one of the things that you can do inside of insights is just see what has been going on. They typically do about 7 days initially, but you have different ranges. You can do a custom range, 14 days, last 30 days, or a custom range. So I'll just use the past 30 days as a frame of reference for you all to see. And there's different things that you can see. Account reached, accounts engaged, also the total followers. What you'll want to navigate to is the content that you've shared and press see all. And then here is where you can look to see what has performed well over whatever time frame that you've looked at. You can also determine what type of content you want to see, whether it be all of it, specific posts, reels, stories, videos, or lives. And you can just see how your audience is responding. So the way I got what the screen grabs I showed you all a moment ago, I clicked on reels. And I said reels over the past 30 days or however long you want it to be. You can also click here and see what metrics. Do you want to sort by the highest? Do you want to sort by the lowest or the newest? And then so you can choose what you want to see, but this is going to be very critical for you to decide what type of content that you want to see, how your audience is responding to it, and maybe give it a second opportunity. So if I were just to look here, I can say, okay, when I'm doing work, doing point of view type stuff, my audience responds to it. So that's just a quick thing on analytics that you all can use. And sometimes Instagram gets a little sticky, so you might have to restart it to see it. But once again, I'll show you where you can find the information, homepage or hamburger screen, and you just choose what information. So review your analytics, see which content actually worked well for you, and then see which content that you might be a little bit emotional about and want some more life or attention from it. And you can also go ahead and repurpose that. The next thing is we want to repost older content. So once we have the analytics and we see which content did well and we want to give it another life or another spin, we're going to use some apps. So here are a few apps that I use to repurpose my content. So maybe I forgot to save the original document and I need to get it back. And just for frame of reference, this is going to be primarily geared towards Instagram. So I'll use the Repost app. It's been acting a little funny recently, but it has been an app that has worked for me. So I get the Repost app. I'm able to copy an Instagram video. Or so I get the link from Instagram, put it inside of the Repost app, and I'm able to download that onto my phone. So I'll show you all a quick demonstration on that if you have yet to experience that. So I'll click on my own piece of content here. And then what I'm going to do is go to the share and I'll copy the link. And now I'm going to go and find the Repost app. And what it will do is it will ask this question. I'll allow the paste. And then while that is processing, it will come up with this here. I'll click on it and press repost. And once I do that, it saves into my camera roll. All right. So that is a way that you can use the Repost app to go ahead and just share it again on your social platforms. The next one that I've used is if you do use TikTok and you need to get your information off TikTok without the TikTok watermark, that's going to be very key. You use this. It's an app, but it's more of like a saved browser called SnapTik. And so I will go over and show you all how to use SnapTik, but this is just a way for you all to get TikTok videos off of the internet without having that watermark. So I'm going to copy this link here, and then I'm going to go to SnapTik. And here you have to be also careful because it's full of random stuff. You paste the link here, and then you're just going to click download. Now, once you've done that, be mindful of all the other buttons that are here, but just focus on this download button right here. And then you can ignore all these other advertisements that might pop up. And so you'll see this here. You can go to this button if you're on an iPhone, and you should be able to save the video from there. All right. So that's SnapTik when it comes to just getting a non-watermarked TikTok video off of the internet. The next one is going to be 2 Stories. Now, 2 Stories, if you are an X or formerly known as Twitter user and you use tweets, this is a great way for you to get a nice graphic off of Twitter that you can utilize for your social media as well if you are more of a written person, and I will share that with you just now. So if I go to my Twitter account or X account, I can go to my profile or anybody's profile for that. So I'll take this, I'm going to press this little button, I'm going to copy the link, and then now I'm going to 2 Stories. This is an app that I like. I think it's free. It has a pro version if you like. But what you can do is you can paste that link for your tweet and then press the go button. And now you have this tweet that you can download, and it downloads as a transparent background. So you can upload this onto your Instagram stories or reels as a sticker. Okay. So you can share that, but that's a great way for you to get some nice looking branded content from Twitter that you can utilize on your content. All right. So repost older content, and these are the apps that I use on a very consistent basis to be able to utilize stuff that I've already done and reshare it again. You're going to repurpose content, and when editing, make sure that you save the original video with no edits. So however you recorded it, make sure you keep what I call a raw, just a plain version of it. Before you manipulate it, keep that on hand at all times. And then also you want to save the edited video with no music and no captions. So if you edit it, you want to take out any pauses or any mistakes. You take that version that you have and you save it before you put any music or animations or captions on it. Save that version. So now you have two that you can manipulate. And so when you're here, so before you get to this particular stage, or when you do get to this particular stage after you have your raw one, and then you want to save without music and captions, this button right here, this download button, you can download that and just have it as a reference to repurpose later. And I'll tell you why we want that a little bit later. We're going to repurpose content. Those of you who've been following me for a while know that this is something that I do consistently for myself and for clients. And I'm going to talk about different modifications that you can do for your content. So you can change the music. So just like we said, we want to save versions of our content without captions. And if you even have music, you can change the music. That is one way that you can go ahead and change it. So if I had already posted this, I can post this again just with different music. You want to look at some trending music or something that can relate to what you want to share moving forward. Changing the music is one modification that you can make to reuse a piece of content. Then you can add captions. So you can add your original captions, but the reason why I say make sure you save a plain version without captions is because the captions change, like the way that they are presented. We went from Alex Hormozy's style. Now we're in like a plain version, but it might change in the future and you might want to switch some things up. Maybe your brand colors change in the future or you change the text, but you want to be able to manipulate it in a different way and change the type of captions. You have that opportunity. And then, so here on Instagram, you can change the music here with this little button. And then to add captions natively inside of Instagram. So let's say I exported this without using CapCut or something for captions, and I wanted to use a native Instagram ones. I have that opportunity right here. You would just press this little square happy face thing and then press captions and be able to manipulate and change that there. Then you can create new or updated information from reels that you have made or videos that you have made or any type of content. You can just update it and you can re-record it if you want to, but at least you have the frame of reference for what you're sharing. There are also remixes, and remixes are the opportunity that you have to kind of put an extra spin or more information, not only on your content, but on somebody else's content. And I'll show you an example of that in the next slide. So remixing is another great way that you can reshare information that's already been put out there on the content world. And then you can change the content format. I'm really big on that, and I'll share that with you in a moment. So most people are very video oriented, but we forget about all the people who like to read or who like to listen. So you can modify the content format from the original format to reshare that same information just in a different way. Repurposing content and speaking about the content formats, typically people utilize only video, especially since these platforms are more video oriented. They just think I have to make new video. I have to be in front of the camera all the time. This is not true. So the next thing that you can do is you can change it into audio. You can do an audiogram. You can do a voiceover. You can share things in a different way. On these platforms, it will technically be a video, but you can just extract audio, use a voiceover, use audio and sound from different videos. But this is another content format that you can utilize to your advantage. And then there's written. We have carousels. There's lots of graphics and quotes that we can utilize. You can do emails, newsletters, and things of that nature. So some people like to read, and you can provide that for them by, for instance, you can take the video, transcribe it, and turn it into a newsletter and share that same information just in a way for your audience who would rather read it than watch it or listen to it. And then we have images. You can share pictures, infographics. You can annotate on them and just explain things further. I know I'm a visual individual, so I know I float towards video and images. Some people might be a mixture. Write in the chat what type of content you kind of gravitate to. So we want to make sure you can automatically 2, 3, 4x your content by ensuring that you create a variety of different content. But you can just use your base. Let's say my base is video. I automatically transcribe it. I can make different written things that I can put on various platforms, such as LinkedIn or my email list. And then I can find creative ways to reuse the audio and then even add some imagery to it. So these are different ways that I always start people off with when it comes to repurposing, because a lot of times they're stuck in one specific content format. And if they expand their mind just a little bit, they can go a little bit further with it. You can repurpose other people's content. And ways that you can do this is, say, for instance, memes. I use memes quite frequently. And when I do make a meme, it's just a little image or picture. So there's GIFs, or you can take a short piece of content from, say, a movie and make it relatable to your particular content. But this is something that you can just use. It can be entertaining. It can be serious, but something that can demonstrate in like 3 to 5 seconds what you're actually going through. So leg day for me is rough. And this is just a short reel that I can share with people. So repurposing other people's content with memes. We can also do remixes. And remixes is another opportunity that we have on Instagram that I'll show you how to get to in a moment. But this is where you can take somebody else's reel, still be slightly associated with them, but share your opinion. And there's different ways that you can do that. So I'll show you this one right here. Not sure if you can hear it, but either way, this is he makes music, and I was just giving my opinion on his music on top of his reel. So I will show you that from my phone. So we can go to almost any video. I'll use this one again, and you want to be in the full screen. And what you can do is this little triangle share button. Press that. I'm lying to you. The 3 dots. Press the 3 dots, and then you go to remix here. Now, when you go to remix, you will have the opportunity, if you go to the camera, to share in a few different ways. So you can go to the camera, and you can, forgive all my wires, you can do green screen, which is what I'm here in, and you can change all that here. On the side, you have the green screen, which is what I'm in. You can do side by side, where I can do the side by side view, top or bottom, or picture in picture to share your information. But what is key about this is you get tagged yourself, and then the other person kind of gets tagged the reference and how you want to share it. I prefer the green screen one because I'm kind of just like more engulfed in it, and you can pinch your fingers to kind of reposition yourself to share more information about what you want there. But that is a remix, and that is a way that you can share other people's content and give your opinions. Then there's commentary. Commentary is when you download somebody else's content, and then you have the opportunity to manipulate it in the way that you want to and share other information that you have. I'm not sure it's going to share from my computer, but in a sense, this gentleman, Steve, took the video and then he had 5 seconds of the information and shared what he wanted about what the person said. So you can literally do that and just add to somebody else's information. All right. You can schedule your content. So after we've got the analytics, we've chosen a few different pieces of content that we want to reuse. Then we've changed the content format on a couple other pieces of content. Now we're having a small collection of things. Then you also want to add your opinions on other people's content. Now we have about 3 to 4 different ways that we can recreate and repurpose content that already exists. And now when we have that particular content, we can utilize scheduling to help us not have to do things day to day. And scheduling content, one of the tools that I use is called Metricool. It's called Metricool, and it's just a nice tool where I can go in, get some analytics on the platform, and be able to just schedule everything out without having to deal with it day to day. So if I take one day a week and I go ahead and schedule everything that I want for that week, I'm good to go. Or if I have an idea that I want to repurpose, I can assign it to a specific day and time, so I don't have to worry about showing up on a particular day. Then there's the traditional Meta Business Suite. This is also free. Metricool is paid, but I think you get the first account for free. And then there's in-app, so you can do things right inside of Instagram. I'll show you the one for Instagram, how you can log in and schedule your content. So inside of Instagram, I'm going to go to add a new reel. We'll just use this piece of content that we got. I'll go to next. Next again. Next. So now what you'll want to do is scroll down, go to more options. When you're in more options, this is where you can go and schedule this reel. You click that on, you can choose the day and time. It is according to your particular time zone. So I click wherever I want it to go. I'll choose a time in the future, press done, and then you're going to press back. And then that is where you'll be able to schedule. So you can continue to add your description, edit your cover, and then by the time you're done, you can schedule that reel whatever time that you need it to go out. Okay. As for Metricool, one of the systems that I use that I like, I can either click on the day and time that I want to. So if I wanted to click here, I could do that. But the reason I like this one so much is because I have the opportunity to schedule for X, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, even YouTube Shorts. And I can choose days and times. I can add cover images if I want to. And I can also move things around. So this is just a great platform for me to be able to get most of the platforms in one go. And then even if I need to edit it by network, I can move things around. If I want something posted on YouTube at a certain time or Facebook at a certain time, I can change all that around. And then for Meta Business Suite, you can go in, make sure you're on your platform and choose a planner. And it's a similar situation to where you can create a post or share a reel or bulk uploads. But this is just an opportunity for after you've chosen the type of content that you want to go ahead and schedule it out accordingly so that you can free up your time a little bit more, knowing that your content is going to be shared. All right. So I've said a mouthful. I'm hoping that you all have a few questions, or if you need me to review anything or show you something again, I'd be happy to. But does anybody have any questions or something that they would like me to review once more? If you use a Meta Business Suite, I believe you have the opportunity to schedule for both of those as long as they're connected. So if you see here, my Facebook and Instagram are connected, and you can come here and choose if you want to do both. So as long as your Facebook page and your Instagram are connected, you have the opportunity to post inside of Meta Business Suite for both. But then also, I believe what you're saying as well is when you do post on Instagram, you can share to Facebook at the same time. But when you're scheduling from inside of the app here, it disables it. So, okay, sometimes it disables it. And I think it's either for a post or a reel. But if you want to schedule it, just make sure that when you do schedule it, that it's also going to share. Because I've had issues in the past where it turned off that feature when I wanted to schedule it. I hope that this is helpful for you all. The next time I do one, please continue to share with any other content creators or friends that you might have that need this particular information. And until next time, I will see you all.